But show's got to go on. So I'm going to do my greeting. And maybe by the end of my greeting, some of y'all will all come in here because this is being recorded. So let's get it. We're going to do the universal greeting. Beijing, ni hao. London, hello, top of the morning to you. Los Angeles, we know you just say, hey. Paris, bonjour. Lisbon, hola. Yeah, that's hola. And Hong Kong is hello. Toronto, good day, eh? You know how you say it in Canada. And Tokyo, konnichiwa. My name is Trudy Art. This is the Universe Wallet, Indexer, Explorer, Minting, and Marketplace, all on tapwallet.io, unleashing Bitcoin's full potential, making the Universe Wallet your all-in-one solution to manage all your assets in one place. That is correct, with full support for Tap, DMT, UNAT, Runes, BRC20, LRC20, Lambda, SRC20, Stamp, and more. Before we get started, just a helpful reminder that this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. And as always, I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, do you have your water ready? Anybody, come on. Do you have your water ready? You got to have your water ready. I got mine ready. And do you have your blood pressure monitor? Listen, just because the market is pulling back doesn't mean that it's not going to take off and heat up. And are you all ready for Space Haul Tuesday? I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get started. And hopefully some of y'all will walk in here and stop me, because these often end up on our YouTube. And let's talk about that. You know, folks, we have a YouTube page. Are you subscribed? Let's head over there and see how many subscribers are actually there, because that's where you're going to get a ton of alpha. If you ever miss these calls, you can head right over to the Universe Wallet, to the Universe page, rather, the YouTube page, and you can start to get caught up with some of the different shows. So let's go and see how many subscribers there are right now, and that's at the Universe. Now, how's everybody doing with the holiday stuff? Because I know that it is the eve of the holiday, so there's many people more than likely shopping. And if you're shopping, well, good for you, but save some of that fiat so you can put it into sats and get into the marketplace, because that's where you really got to be, people. So let's get it here. So if you go to YouTube and, well, somebody's coming in, so this is really good. But let me just finish what I'm saying. If you go over to YouTube at BTC Universe, folks, there's under 100 subscribers. Subscribe, go over to YouTube, go to at BTC Universe and subscribe. And a lot of these shows, a lot of these spaces that we do will end up on that YouTube page. So go and get it. Let's see who's here, because this is an open space. Do not mute your mic. This space is open. This is for all of the TAP users. Have you been getting the airdrops? Some of you might be wondering, what are the airdrops? Well, TAP is a fairly new, well, Universe rather, is a fairly new marketplace. And within that marketplace, they are offering rewards to early users. So as an early user of the TAP wallet, and the TAP wallet, if you go to tapwallet.io, you will see that there is a complete, there's indexers, explorers, there's marketplaces for different protocols. There's TAP, there's DMT, there's UNAT, there's LRC20, there's Stamp, there's Bitmap, and there's name registration, which is very cool. So let's get it, and let's tell you about these airdrops. And unmute yourself and come and chat, because this is what this is all about today. And I'm just getting started. And as people come in, then they can hop into this conversation, which is what we want you to do. Okay, so now we're talking about airdrops. Okay, so early users can get airdrops. And some of the airdrops that have come and gone, Sarmi, Daddy, there is just a a ton of them. But what do you need to do to get an airdrop? Well, first of all, you've got to have a wallet. So why not have a Universe wallet? So you can go there, download a wallet through the Chrome or through the mobile Mrs. Browser extension. And here's how you'll get some of those airdrops. Well, if you go to the Discord, which on the X page of the Universe, you can register for the Discord. And then within the Discord, there's leaderboards and there's all these different assignments that you can do to qualify for airdrops. Now, if you're the first 20, then you'll get a 5x multiplier. So like I said, if you're in the Discord and you get on it first, there's a 5x multiplier to your airdrop if you're in the first 20. If you're the first 50, there's another 2x multiplier. If you register your name, then there's a 2x multiplier for registering your name. What is that all about? Well, there's a ton of stuff happening with name registration. If you go to tapwallet.io and you click on names, okay, you can actually see that there is a marketplace where people are reselling some of their names. So you obviously can register your own name, but you can register as many names as possible, and then you can resell those names. But if you click on names, go to the top of the top of the page, you hit names, insert your name, put your address, click register, and voila, you can have the name if it's not taken, because only one person per name. And you can see there's about 82 pages of addresses that already have their names. So if you have your name registered, that's fantastic. You can also go over to tools and you can hit the tools, hit chat, and then you start chatting to anybody. And why would you want to chat? Well, obviously, this is a social marketplace. So if you want to reach out to somebody, they've got something in their wallet that you want, you start chatting with them about it. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And what's really cool is there are emojis that you can also use. And that is a 2x multiplier. I'm going to run down this list because I want you guys to hop in here, say hi. Let's get involved. This is an open space. All your mics are on, so you can talk. The next thing that you can do to increase your multiplier is actually inscribing. What can you inscribe? The first thing you can inscribe is the OG pass. That's a tap 0. Why am I talking about some of these tools? Because this is an open space right now. And until somebody jumps in here, I'm going to just share some of the tools that can help you as you're about to step into 2025 and the market is going to do some things that we're not even prepared for. Okay, so you may want to have some of these tools ready, and these tools are going to help you increase your multipliers for your airdrops. So the tap 0 is an OG pass. What does that OG pass do? Well, actually, that OG pass is the first privilege authorization mint on tap. It helps the holders enjoy a lifetime of 0 fees, specifically on the TAP protocol. So as you will note, the Universe is a all-in-one solution for everything Bitcoin. So you can go to all the different protocols. So if you're familiar with TAP and everything that TAP offers you, such as TAP privilege auth, TAP DMT UNAT block paths, TAP DMT UNAT block drops, then you will definitely want to have a look at the OG pass, which gives you 0 fees and a nice, wonderful 10x multiplier. The other thing that you want to do, guys, is you will want to also head over back to Inscribe and look at the iStamps. iStamps, we'll be talking about them throughout this space call today, here and there, because iStamps actually will give you 50% of the stamps marketplace fees distributed to iStamp holders. That is so cool. And you will get the official TAP token. And that official TAP token is already trading on KuCoin And so that means it's quite liquid, and you can easily sell that and move that into Bitcoin. So again, iStamps, you just need a minimum of 10 iStamps. There's only 679 available. So in reality, guys, once that actually is sold out, then they are looking at releasing another batch. But right now, the cost on that is 0.0002 BTC. When the 679 are sold out, that cost is going to go up. So you may want to really think about that. And that gives you a 2x multiplier, and that's per iStamp. So 10, what does 10 get you? 10 gets you 50% of the stamp marketplace fees. Okay. And then there's Rune Zero. Rune Zero is pretty cool because if you are in the Bitcoin world, you know how exciting Runes is. Runes is basically the casino royale for the whole entire Bitcoin space. And the way to maximize your returns on Runes is to make sure that you either are the person that's etching the runes, or that you're minting the runes. Because if you have to get it from the secondhand marketplace, some of your return is already gone. So with the Rune Zero, you can actually mint runes for up to 50% off what it costs you for minting on, say, Unisat, Xverse, and some of the other places that you can mint runes. So you can, with your Rune Zero, you can mint actually here, right here on the tapwallet.io page. And you would just have to go to Inscribe. And once you go to Inscribe, you'll see at the bottom of the page, mint runes. And if you've got that Rune Zero, which is the third selection under the Inscribe tab, then you're good to go. And that, folks, is a 10x multiplier. The other thing that can really boost your airdrops is if you buy the official Runes token for the universe, which is pink is the new orange, that gives you a 4x multiplier. And that's kind of cool. That's something that was just, the community got access to. It is sold out. You can get it on the secondary market, and why not? Take a look at it. And hey, the other thing that's really cool, if you start listing and engaging with the marketplace, so the marketplace, if you hit the marketplace tab, you're going to see there's a marketplace for TAP tokens, for DMT, for UNAT, for LRC20, for stamp art, for bitmaps, and for names. Engaging with that marketplace, you can get like 10 points, and then these points are then added to your airdrops and increases the airdrops by a 2x multiplier. Okay, let's see who else is out there so somebody can come and just chit chat. Can you just kind of, the mics are unmuted. Just come and say hi to me. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and let's just start talking a little bit about building our community and what are we going to do with the airdrops that we're receiving, because I know many of you are receiving these airdrops and you're probably wondering, okay, well, what do I do now with these airdrops that are in my wallet? Or if you're not receiving the airdrops, maybe you even want to ask a question, how do I start getting these airdrops? Because early adopters are always rewarded. And when you get in early, it seems like, it's a little bit, it's like an echo. You're getting your own echo. I mean, look at Bitcoin. When Bitcoin started, you couldn't give it away, people. And now people want a time machine. They want to go backwards because I tell you, if you were around day one, you were able to pick up Bitcoin for under $1. Okay. Now Bitcoin, look at it now. I mean, Bitcoin is just slightly under $100,000. So early adopters can be rewarded. And that is what the universe is doing. So at tapwallet.io, if you go check that out, they are trying to build out that wallet, build out the marketplace, build out the explorer, build out the indexers, and they're rewarding you with airdrops. So that is kind of cool. Now, hey, so let me see who is out here. Would you just come and say hi to me? Because if you don't, I gotta keep it rolling here, and we will just keep getting it and see how far we can go with this. Now, okay, let's take a look at actually some of the airdrops that we have received. Has anybody received SARMI? Okay, SARMI was one of the first ones that was out there. And let's take a look at that. I am going to just give you some solid information. There's been quite a few. And so if you were in the stamp world, stamp SRC20 world, the coins, and you were an official holder of that particular coin, I know that that was a nice airdrop where you didn't have to do a ton of participating there, because that was a little bit of a reward for the folks that were in stamp, because the marketplace for SRC20s is actually coming in 2025. And so those SARMI holders over on the SRC20 side were rewarded with that coin, as well as those that were participating freely with the airdrops that were just on X. Basically, when this whole thing started, it was like, retweet, tag your friends, and you qualified for these airdrops. And over time, as the airdrops became quite popular, because there's over 1,000 wallet holders here, people, and peeps were getting really excited about this. So each consecutive airdrop, there was a little bit more involvement so that we could kind of pull you into the universe and pull you into the marketplace. And so now we've got a lot of stuff happening within the Discord. So if you're not a part of that Discord, you should hop in there and see what's going on. Okay. Let me just give me a second here, and I'm going to hop in and let's talk about some of these airdrops. And all the mics are unmuted, so you can get involved in this conversation. Somebody say hi to me. Come on now.
Hello.
Oh, this is so great. What's your name, and what part of the world are you from?
It's Som from UK.
Oh, that's so great. So how's it how's the weather in the UK? Top of the morning to you. What time is it out there?
Yeah, it's drizzling and a bit freezing.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
Christmas,
right. Okay. So what's been your experience so far with the universe, and how are you involved in it?
uh, I I'm involving from the starting. Like I go as army as well. So only I miss the daddy token. That's
Oh
it.
my
Oh, after that,
goodness, that is my
after
favorite
that,
token. Are you kidding me? You miss Daddy?
yeah. After that, I got every airdrop, whatever on the universe. I only miss a daddy. That's it.
Okay,
That's a main
that
one.
is interesting that you would say that, and here's why. Because that is one of my favorites, and the reason why is because I'm looking at the math, because math is important, right? And the daddy
Yeah,
supply is like 21 million, so it is a very low token supply. So I think that there's a real
yeah,
opportunity there. And so it's funny that you'd say that, because I think there was just a sale that happened on Daddy. So let me just take a look here. I'll
yeah.
go through through what tokens there are. But before I do, I want to hear a little bit more about you. So you've been involved in the start, and then what has just kind of give me some of your feedback, what you think about everything that's happening, the airdrops, and any questions or anything that you want to talk about.
Yeah, actually, when we started, then on start time we have to fill the form whenever is come. But on the new system, like engaging the point, so I like that one because on the starting when the forms come, sometimes we're busy, and on the same time we can't feel it, and it's gone. That's it. So now the engaging system, I like it because if we are busy, so whenever the engaging tweet comes, we can do like later and retweet it whenever we free, so we can do on that time.
So the engagement form wasn't as, I guess, ideal. You like the system right now. The
Yeah,
You like the Discord system better?
yeah, Discord system is better than before.
What specifically are you enjoying about that, so others can know? Because some that might come into this call, and sometimes these end up on the YouTube, they'll want to know, like, what is happening in Discord that you really like.
Because in the Discord, so is engaging with the community. Like we can do tweet whenever the new tweet come. We read it, we reply it, and we chat with another team member, and they game thingy, they for collecting the point. So on the before the older one, we just fill only form. That's it.
Yeah, so with the older one,
Yeah.
you just fill in the form and then, engaging in the community. So, what do you think
Yeah.
about this space call that we're doing? Because this is Space Hall, and so this is the second
Yeah.
time we've done it, and we want to do this every Tuesday. So the idea is to have the Space Hall, which is kind of like a town hall, right? And in the space
Yeah.
hall, everyone's mic is unmuted. It's on. So you can step up to the mic and just say whatever. Like, some of the people they're asking, okay, well, what are we going to do with all these airdrops? Okay. What are we supposed to be doing with them? What do we do if we want to
Yeah, I have a lot of questions
yeah,
about
what
it.
if we want to sell them? So that's what this time is for. And I like that you said that when you've been here from the beginning, you have every airdrop. Sarmi, the only one you don't have is Daddy, my favorite token.
Yeah, that's the main one.
Okay. And we'll talk about that because I think that one has a ton of opportunity. But you really like the Discord. And what I heard from you was that the engagement with the community. So that's what this is like. This is like a Spaces Discord, where the community can hop in here and share their feedback and maybe say, hey, why don't we try this or that? So I'm hoping that, more people will come on to these space calls and be like you and just kind of say, hey, here I am. This is my name. This is where I'm from. And this is my experience. So yeah, what are your feedback? What's your feedback rather on the airdrops and any questions that you might have or any ideas that you might have?
I want to say, like, if we are member of the universe, so we are a team. So when the new things come up, so we can work like a team to find the new things on. Like when the cave-in come, the stamp things uh, we indexing SRC20, SR101. So these new things when come up, we can ask another member if uh, if we want to know something. So it's like a space we can talk each other and learn the new things when the new things come up. And about the token, whichever you say, we go airdrop. So there's a question like on that token, if we want to put on the marketplace, we can only list on the universe. So rather, like BRC20. So if we wanna sell BRC20, we can uh, list on Unisat, OKX, or more wallets. So in any case, we can list our tap token, which we go airdrop on any another platform like OKX, Unisat, SatX.
Okay, that's a great question because what you're really asking, I believe, is liquidity. Like how liquid are these tokens? And right now, the liquidity is low. Why? Because we have limited marketplaces. So, like you said, we can list our tokens, and how do you do that? You have to inscribe them because TAP is on top of BRC20, and BRC20 is all about inscriptions. So once you inscribe them, there's a fee for inscribing. And I mentioned at the top of the show, if you have TAP 0, well, you don't have to pay the inscription fee. You'll always have to pay the miners, okay? Because that's how Bitcoin is protected through the miners, taking care of all those transactions, okay, and keeping us safe. So there's always the miner fees. Now, where else can you trade them? There is a potential, and I have actually been reaching out to, because the tap protocol is a very I think exciting protocol because there's a lot of developers building on tap, and there is a project called Taparoo Swap, and they're almost like a MetaMask, right? um,
Yes.
like a Uniswap or something like that. So Taparoo Swap allows you to swap TAP tokens. Now, I have reached out to them, and they have indicated to me that they're working on, um, the possibilities of our TAP tokens being tradable on their swap that they have on
Yeah, if
their
we
desk.
go, yeah, if we go to the Taproot swap, so there's a more option to swap or even stake the token as well to provide liquidity to grab another thing.
Yeah, and so I've been keeping my eyes open for that because as soon as that happens, one of the tokens that I have my eyes on, I've told you already, Daddy, because I think that there's a really good potential with that token. It has a nice um, supply, which is that key 21 million, you know. And
Mhm.
so I think that'll be a really interesting one for sure. So I've been keeping my eye to that. It sounds like you're familiar with Taparoo Swap, eh?
Yes,
Yeah.
tapless stake pipe as well. Even nobody talking about the pipe on the meanwhile. So if we talk about the tap, there's a whole system like they call TTP, track tap pipe.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Even we do indexing tap, BRC20, LRC20, SRC, everything. But I don't understand why we miss a pipe. We know indexing, but the pipe token.
Okay. Okay. And see, those are the types of things that can be discussed here. And actually in the back rooms of the Discord, and because the team at Universe, they're very receptive to the community, and if the community is wanting something, and there's a demand, and there's a really you know healthy interest, they'll definitely look at that. So can you make sure that you shout that out and mention that, and maybe even DM the page? Yeah.
Benny,
Sorry, you said who?
DM to Benny.
Well, I think, Benny's the top guy for everything, right? Yeah, and then
Yes,
there's
he's the
there's
top guy.
there's devs and different projects, and Universe is one of the projects. And I mean, Benny is like the Satoshi, right?
Yeah, Benny and Kevin, uh, they we need to give a big salute to them who create and manage make these things and provide to us for our future.
Well, absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
Without Benny and
Uh,
you
mm.
know,
Head off to them, yeah.
absolutely, without Benny, Tap would not be here. And Tap is something that many developers are flocking to because the railways of Tap, there's so much opportunity. There's even like a future bridge to out to ETH, and because of Tap, DMT and, bitmaps and so forth, there's tons of tools that are created because of the Tap railway, right? So,
Yeah, I love DMT, digital meta theory.
yeah, digital matter theory. That's pretty cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Even on that Doge as well now. If you check like Netcat before, who's come the first on the DMT, now they Nat Dog as well on digital meta theory.
There's Nat Dog too.
Yeah, Nat Dog too.
My God.
Same like a Netcat.
Wow. Did you get the first gen Nat Cat?
No, we miss even I miss that track inscription as well. After that, I come in the inscription things.
Wow. I know, like, see, when these things were rolling out, like people the people that have vision, they could see them. And I heard that there were people, once the Nat Cats came out, they were like minting them like crazy. And others were people
Yeah,
were looking at them like,
yeah. Some of them, 20, 30 netcat they mint at
oh
once.
my God,
Yeah,
30?
yeah.
Oh,
I seen a influencer. What's his name? Is her channel name like Crypto Sangat, and they show last year. We are how to minting netcat. I'm showing you, and on the same time he minted like a 10 netcat once.
wow. And what's like the base price right now is crazy for the Nat Cats, eh?
Now I think 800 or 1000 around 1000
About a
one
thousand,
night.
right? The floor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Floor.
So see, listen to that.
It come down from
Okay, so
12,000.
let's walk through that. So somebody comes to a new marketplace, a new protocol, and they obviously take a chance, and they see that, you know what, this is obviously a risk for me, because anytime you put out even a dollar, because we work hard, right, for our fiat.
Yeah,
Anytime you even put out a dollar, it's a risk. And crypto is 100% risk. Okay. You can get dumped
yeah.
on, you can get rugged.
Mm.
And sometimes, the best intentions, you have the best projects, they go nowhere, even though they're great projects, because one thing that a project needs is marketing, and they need eyes, and they need people to get excited. And that's specifically why the universe is, engaging the community with all of the activities and the back rooms and the discords and the airdrops and stuff. Okay. But so somebody comes, they take a chance, they put out their money. That person that minted that 30, I mean, that's 30,000
Yeah,
US today. That's crazy. And what
yeah.
and what were they what was
Oh,
the cost for minting them?
sorry.
When they minted those Nat Cats, what was the cost, do you know?
I think $15 or $2.50 for one. I think around that.
Okay, so let's say $2.50 US.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for $75, they now have $30,000. That's crazy. And
Mm,
that's what crypto can do,
yeah.
because it's exponential rather gains, um, just because of the amount of people, the sheer amount of people that, as they come into these marketplaces and they see the value, because those Nat Cats are really cool. Through DMT, those Nat Cats, they keep evolving and the project keeps going. And so that's something that we probably should have a whole show about, how the system is like hunting for these patterns, and then through these patterns they can assign different characteristics to the cats, and or to whatever your project is, if you are in that DMT world. So that's pretty cool. And so people are seeing the value out there, and as you come in and others see that value too, you're going to be rewarded, because anytime you buy something, you're not going to sell it for nothing. You're not going to sell it for the same price. Like when I'm looking at some of these tokens, like we just had a sale on Daddy that happened. Let me just take a look at that. So somebody got a free airdrop, okay? And they were able to sell it to another person that came into the marketplace. And it wasn't that much, but let's look at what they got for that. I think they sold 500 tokens for. Let's just do the math on this, okay? Because that's what this is for right here, people. 2, 3. Okay, you know what? It was under $50, but still, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, because they got the free batch of tokens, and then they were able to cash out and get a little something.
Yeah, it will be more potential because it's a limited supply, and if we talk about, this is the first airdrop, which one on the universe.
Absolutely. I really like this one, and I think that we have a tremendous potential with this Daddy token. And so if I'm looking at it here, let's see the marketplace, if there's any more sales, or sorry, if there's any more opportunities rather for it.
And another thing as well, when we started, we mint tap runestone as well. But even on the Discord, we make another column as well for the on the Discord, tap runestone. But do we add in for the multiplier?
Oh, for the multiplier?
Yeah.
Okay, so what specifically is your question, though? Do you get anything for that?
No, we minted on Universe from the starting, the tap runestone. Now on the, if we go Discord, there's another, you add another column as well on the Discord runestone, but we not find any utility of it yet.
Okay, yeah. So maybe start a little chat on that to see what the plans are for that, because I can't say right now. I can't speak on that one specifically. But if I can, just for a second, because I was just wanting to share this for the Daddy. Okay, so I'm at the marketplace right now, and there are 10 listings right now for Daddy. So if you did not get this particular token, we've got 10 listings. Okay. We have someone trying to, this is interesting. Somebody trying to sell one Daddy token for 2,200 sats. That's a bit rich. Someone else is trying to sell one token for 5,000 sats, 9 Daddy tokens for, actually 26,000 Daddy tokens for.
Or I think I think I should send a message in our group. So if anybody like to swap any of the airdrop with the Daddy, I'm happy to do it.
Oh, that's a good one. Maybe that you could do that. See, and that's perfect, because you can communicate obviously through the Discord. And have you registered your name?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I have bigger multiplier. Like last time I go 200% or 250, like X the airdrop.
Yeah, no.
I go tap 0. I go I stamp. I go name registered. I'm in the first 3, and I go big multiplier. So if anybody like to swap with the Daddy, I'm happy to do that, because I have a bigger like quantity for every airdrop.
Oh, good. That is so smart. Yeah, so you should put the word out that you will swap. You can do I guess, a trust swap between you and another universe member. That's pretty fun that you can potentially do that, because like I said.
Or could be sorry, or could be happen on the Taproot swap when our token airdrops go there. So I can swap Daddy with any another one. Is it possible in future?
Well, that'll work a little bit different. I mean, I don't know how you plan to do your swapping. Like, it sounds like you're just going to do a straight swap. Like, hey, I have some of this token. Can I have your daddy token? If you're doing it on Taparoo swap, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like, you're going to be paying the fee, like the person will list it, and then you'll be paying the fee. There'll be fees involved. Like if you're doing a private swap versus like, something on a swap mechanism, then there's fees involved, right? But right now, outside of that, like I said, there's about 10 listings here. So there's 20. Somebody's selling 26,000 for 41 sats. Wow, that's rich. That's pretty rich. Okay. Then there's another 3,200 for about 333 sats. I think your best bet here seems like all the good ones are gone, because these are quite rich in that like somebody's trying to sell 50,000 for 161 sats. So either these people are very they believe a lot in Daddy, because it doesn't seem like there's any low entries here. It's all very high entries, like 40 sats, 161 sats. And yeah, the valuation is pretty high. Like I can get my calculator out, but they're giving Daddy a pretty high valuation.
I find a 10,000 in marketplace the cost of $49.
Yeah, are you looking at it now?
Yeah, that's I think good one.
That might be a good one. Hey, if you're interested in Daddy, anybody on this call, there's 10,000. I think. Oh, you're right. 10,005 sats. That's only $49. I think that is the best buy right now. Other than that, it's jumping up pretty high here. So that's not bad. So if you want to get in with 10,000 tokens, it's only at 5 sats, and that's about 49.20. So that's not bad at all. So you were talking about. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I look at later. So if we talk about our community or as a community member, so if we talk about the growth of the universe, so how are you funding? Like, were you giving airdrop is cost you? It doesn't matter how much is that, but it's still cost you. And how you funding? I'm surprised because source of income. I mean, like Unisat or OKX. When somebody comes and inscribe and selling, buying, uh, they they go fees. What I mean? Like is their income, but the source of universe, there's very limited, like only on the universe. I mean, like if we go to any another space, like if we go ordinalswallet.com, we can connect the wallet. There's the option Unisat, OKX, or Xverse, but uh, uh, rather than the tapwallet.io, we can't connect our wallet anywhere. So do we think about any partnership anywhere? So where can we use our wallet? So everyone know about the universe,
Absolutely.
because who is in our Discord, uh, that's the people know about universe. If you talk any another person who don't know about the universe wallet, they can't find us. Like I talked before, if we list our airdrop token to OKX, then when somebody check it and they do their research, so where is this token come from? Then they heard, oh, universe gave airdrop. Then the people more come to the universe, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm understanding parts of your question, and if I can relate it back to you, and then perhaps you can let me know if I've understood you correctly. Like, okay, so the universe wallet and the universe marketplace, as great as it is, um, how valuable are these tokens in that they're only restricted to this wallet? Because if you go to Magic Eden or you go to Unisat, you're not able to. There's no wallet for the universe. But here's the thing:
Yes.
just because there isn't a universe wallet, it doesn't mean that you can't list some of your tokens on different protocols. Why? Because if you go to like the marketplace here, the universe actually allows you to use other wallets. So you can use a Unisat wallet here. I mean, you can, like, there's bitmaps. Okay, there's about 11 bitmaps that are listed here. Well, you can, if you have a Unisat wallet, you can take your bitmap and you can list it on Unisat. You can also list that on the universe. So it's you have the wallet, but then you have other wallets where you can still participate in those marketplaces on other platforms. Okay, so if I'm explaining it right here, like you don't have to have just the universe wallet. You can have a Unisat wallet and you can still participate in the universe ecosystem. Like you can use your Unisat wallet and you can buy something on the universe marketplace. Does that make sense?
Yes, and
I don't know. Did I get
if
your
I
question
ask,
right, or I maybe I didn't. I just wanted to.
yeah, not
Okay,
completely.
then
So
let's
I
get it.
asked a different question, then I got my answer. So if I wanna inscribe an inscription on BRC20,
Right?
so I use only universe. When I go to od.io and they ask me to connect to your wallet, where is your BTC? And I said in a universe
Okay.
wallet, but they no allow me to connect to universe wallet because their option only Unisat, OKX wallet, Xverse, and couple of this.
Yes, that is true for now. And why is that true for now? Because this is a fairly new marketplace. Okay. So like if you go to I understand what you're saying. Like right now, if you go to connect your wallet, let's say you wanted to buy the daddy token and you just came over here
Yeah.
and you go to connect your wallet. It says select wallet. Well, the top wallet on tapwallet.io is the Universe wallet. Then you have Unisat. Then you have Xverse. Then you have OKX, Magic Eden. But it's like, oh, I have a leather wallet. Well, unfortunately, the Universe does not allow you to connect a leather wallet. So what I hear you saying is when you go to Unisat and you want to do some BRC20 and you got the BTC in your universe and you go to select wallet, the universe isn't an option, is what you're
Yes.
saying. So
Yes.
so is then your question, when is that going to change? Is that a part of your question?
Yes. When we connect our Unisat universe wallet to anywhere like OKX
Um,
marketplace,
good, good
Unisat
evening.
marketplace,
Good evening. Sorry to interrupt you.
that's my
If you
question.
want, I can go ahead and I can explain you what the SG Sharma is
Hello.
trying to tell you.
Okay, yeah, what's your name? And then if you could just
Uh, yeah. My name is Manpreet.
Som.
If you
Oh, Manpreet. Okay,
remember,
okay, Manpreet.
yeah, I think you remember me, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
I
Manpreet. Yeah.
was, yep, yep, yep. How
Go
are you
ahead.
today? Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
because you know they when anybody come to OKX marketplace and they start connecting wallet and they find a universe wallet from there. Then they find out which is the universe wallet. We don't hear about it, and then more people know about it and come to universe wallet, deposit their BTC, and start their trading with the universe wallet. Now it's look like we are only in one room. Tap wallet.io. That's it. We can't connect our wallet to anywhere else.
The universe wallet. So you're saying that right now the accessibility is limited specifically to
Yes.
the universe itself. That is correct.
Yeah, what is he exactly trying to say? Like, for example, if you would like to do any
So
kind of
any plan or do we talk to OKX Marketplace or Unisat to integrate with our wallet?
Well, so here's the thing. These are great questions, and if this is something that the community wants, then you would have to share it with the founder of the Universe Wallet. You probably deal with him a lot in the back room. Is Miguel, and there's like a whole team, and I'm just like I am one person within that team, and I do like the spaces and all of that sort of stuff. So this is a great question, and I think it's a valid question. So this is something that you know I can get them to give a proper response than me trying to just say, it doesn't exist, because that is the clear answer right now. It doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean that the functionality won't be there in the future, right? So if that's a concern, then they're going to hear it on this show today, and then that will be addressed, okay? Because this is fairly new, right? And that's why I am like encouraging people to get involved, because there's always rewards for early adopters. And I have to say, they have done a lot within the time frame of getting started, just out the gate at the beginning of the year. And now here we are, and we have like tap mark protocol all set up. Obviously, we got the DMT, we got the UNAT, we have LRC20 marketplace. We have Stamp the art, so you can buy Stamp. We've got bitmaps and then the names, and so there's more protocols that are onboarding. So they have a lot of things happening, and they've done quite a bit. But I hear you. When is there going to be more functionality for this wallet in other marketplaces? Like, when will I be able to head over to Magic Eden and then just use my Universe wallet instead of having to use my Unisat wallet, right?
Yes.
Fully understand that, and that is a very good question. And so I will obviously they'll hear this. When I say they, I mean the team and the devs and the project leaders and so forth, and they will have a better response to this.
And we like and we wish and we give full our support for the universe growth. So if the universe wallet's growth, then we grow as well, because we go their OGs, we are early airdrop, so we go everything. Then if we support the universe, when the universe grow, then we grow as well.
Well, absolutely. And that's why, at the top of the show, I was actually just going through some of the tools. Like, you're wondering, okay, well, how do they do all these airdrops? Like, how can they afford everything? Well, some of these
Yeah.
inscription tools, that's what's actually providing some revenue right now for to pay the devs, like to pay for all of all of the build outs that they're doing. Like, if you get the OG pass, which is the tap zero,
Yeah.
then that pass, every time you inscribe that pass, the fees that are made from that go towards supporting the build out of the universe. And then it can support you. How? Because if you're going to be participating in this marketplace, then you get zero fees, a lifetime of zero fees. And then we haven't even mentioned, like, you and I talked about the UNATs, right? And we talked about how some guy minted like 30 for, I don't know, $75. And now these UNATs, the Gen 1s, they're like, you can sell them. You said like the floor is like about $1,000. So that 30 is now 30,000. So a lot of these different entry-level projects or entry-level tools, you can resell them for future. So what I'm trying to say here is your tap zero, it might only be like today, the cost of a tap zero is minimal. Okay. It's at like, let's see, what is the cost of a tap zero? 0.0001 BTC. I can assure you that if this marketplace continues in the trajectory that it's going, nobody is going to resell their tap zero for 0.001.
Because the limited supply, I think 10,000 only.
Yeah, there's a 10,000 max supply.
And I think 2,500 reserve, something like
Okay,
that.
well, reserved right now is 9,000 is reserved. There's 886 that have completed, and then 114 available right now. So if you're sitting on this call and you're wondering, oh, okay, well, what do I do about that? It's like you have to think about it. Are you going to continue on with this marketplace? Do you think it's going to go somewhere? And would it be important for me to have a tap zero where I can actually increase my airdrop multiplier by 10x and where I can actually save on fees, because most of these airdrops are tap tokens that you'll have to inscribe. And so inscriptions, there's fees for inscribing those. But if you have the tap zero, then it's no fee, right? So that's kind of cool. And then you talked about, okay, how are they paying themselves? Well, iStamps. iStamps are really important, actually, guys. I actually am from the SRC20 ecosystem, and I came into this whole universe probably latter part of the summer. And as I came in, I was excited to hear that they were going to support the stamp, which is the art, and SRT20, which is the tokens. And so the iStamps, when I saw that, I thought, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I am going to be able to get 50% of the stamp marketplace fees, because every time anyone comes over to the marketplace over on the universe side for stamp and they buy stamp art, all of those fees for iStamp holders, you're going to get 50% of that. And you only need 10 iStamps. And then each iStamp you have, you get a 2x multiplier. So this is how they're actually creating some revenue, because obviously, once all of these marketplaces mature, then they're going to have more opportunities for, us to buy these assets, and for them, the marketplace, that they can actually, pay themselves, which in the start of anything is, it's challenging when you're trying to build anything, right? So this is how they're trying to make some income.
Sorry to interrupt you. And if when we talk about the stamps, so actually the people they can't understand what is the stamp. But if we talk with the technical person who know what is the Bitcoin, how's the blockchain work, and how's their function, and on their view, they said if the Bitcoin go to zero, don't worry, we have a stamp. This is the very, very big thing. If someone say, if the Bitcoin goes zero, don't worry, we have stamp.
Okay, can you explain that to me? You've lost me.
Even I don't know how they say, but they say the stamp is like a stamping. So if there's no any another utility for the Bitcoin, so they can still use for the stamping. They about the timing, on this time, this date, these things happen, and that's a stamp, which is doing the stamp scavenging thing.
Okay, I'll tell you something
That
right
will
now.
still
If Bitcoin goes to zero, we're going to have a lot more problems than worrying about stamp. Okay, why are we going to have a lot more problems? Because Bitcoin, like, it's kind of like saying, if our whole entire system collapsed tomorrow, what would we do? Well, it would be chaos. So if Bitcoin goes to zero, which anything can, by the way, go to zero. Don't let anybody tell you it can't. But if Bitcoin goes to zero, it's going to be a complete world meltdown. That's what I'll tell you. Okay. And then it's kind of like, you ever seen that movie Too Big to Fail? Bitcoin is going to get to a point, if governments continue to adopt it, if corporations keep bringing it in on their balance sheet, it's actually going to get to a place where it will be too big to fail. And I'll tell you something. Have you ever heard of magic? There'll be magic happening in the back room. You won't see it and I won't see it, but they will pump life into that baby. That's all I can say. Because if it fails, which it can, there's going to be an absolute meltdown, and Stamp will be the least of your worries. But I can tell you what Stamp is. Like, Stamp is just a way to securitize these artifacts onto the mother chain, the God chain. Like with inscriptions, they store all of the data within the witness data, which is prunable. And that became a concern because of there was some laser-eyed maxis that really didn't like all this fun activity that was happening on their precious Bitcoin, which Bitcoin belongs to all of us. So they wanted a way to cleanse the network, okay? And they were looking at talking about, removing some of or pruning some of the activity. So Mike in Spaces, as you know, he's the creator behind Stamps, and all of the data is in the UTXO. So it's almost like Stamp is Bitcoin, because it's very hard to remove that data from the blockchain. Now, never say never, because I'm sure some clever person could think of a way to do it, but it would take it would be very difficult. Okay, it'd be very difficult. So that's why, of all the protocols, Stamp is really the diamond standard. Why is it the diamond standard? Because if you're looking at immutability, Stamp is the only protocol in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem that has this security. Now, it's actually tech. So I make an argument, really, that if there is a use case for Stamp, it is the security. So security for what? Well, security for data. You can put art on there, which is a stamp, okay? You can do tokens, because we're degens, all of us, really. And there is a utility for gambling. Just, be safe, people. Don't go above your limits. But the tokenization of anything can happen, really, on Stamps. So they have SRC20 tokens. That marketplace is actually going to come in the new year. So you're going to see a whole lineup of tokens that, really, I call them investatainment, but they're not only investatainment, these are secure tokens. These are secure tokens. So what else could happen with securitized tokens? Maybe different companies, maybe different municipalities could create their own tokens, because these tokens are secure, right? So can you imagine like a municipality wanting to create its own city tokens? Well, they couldn't just choose any protocol to do that on, because they would have to make sure that it's secure, because they don't want the data to be removed. Stamp is the only place where the data won't be removed. So that's
scalability.
Pardon me?
There's like a scalability of the blockchain of the SRC20 stamps.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Stamps? Are you in it at all, or?
And one more thing's like when we search for the new things, like when I do research about the ORC20, which is claiming we are upgrade version of the BRC20.
Okay.
So can I ask about a new, if we research new things, can I ask on the Discord about the okay, these things come, can anybody check it, And if we work like it's all about the if we go early in the new things, like if we are early in the BRC20, so same thing, like if we early in the new things where we can research it, so I think is good for us in our community as well, so people know about it.
That's great. That's great. So, yeah, no, as you come up with different ways to actually build out your bags, because that's what really I'm hearing. You want to be able to be early on things, then circulate those ideals within the Discord, and then the team, the universe team, will let you know how they can actually either provide tools or steer you to the tools that will help you in your hunt for the diamonds. Because it sounds like you're a bag hunter like myself and you want to increase those stats. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
We're here to change our bloodline.
that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, and and we can say like nobody providing a tool right now. So if we communicate with the universe and they can do it, and it's go popular, and the people use it, and is good for the future, and it's a growth for whole our community, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. And you have to keep in mind, right? There's so many ideals that you have to prioritize, obviously, and then you have to focus, and then you have to build out one thing really good so that when
Mm,
people come to this space, they will know that the best tools are here. Like, one thing I have found out since being with the universe, and I got started with them in the latter part of the summer. Um,
mm,
I found that the team, like the dev team, the founder, the co-founders, they are very interested in being excellent in everything. Like, I'm not kidding. They want to be the top. And so they will
mm,
focus and laser focus until they get it right. Like with the stamp marketplace, I can tell you right now that they brought out the stamp marketplace, and then they took it offline for a little bit because there was some things that they had to tweak to get it just right. So they're in this
like
to actually make tools that will work for people within the Bitcoin space that want to actually increase their bags, increase their sats, and they want to give us the tools so that we can do that. And then obviously they're going to benefit if we benefit. So their focus is the end user, right? Once they make a promise, I can tell you they want to deliver. They don't like backtracking, and if they have to tweak something,
mm,
they will get out right away and they'll say, "Hey, community, this is what's going on, this is what's happening." So they're not just playing games here. Like, they want to
yeah.
deliver. I'm not joking.
Yeah, they're doing very well when we see on the typewallet.io. So there's a lot of option, like many protocols. They go every protocol
Yeah.
indexing, or even sometime if I'm doing some own channel and analysis, I use any address and put on the typewallet.io and check where the wallet involving. Is it involving tap token? If they go BRC20, what runes they have? Is they involved in LRC20? How many bitmap they go? Like uh, I can check everything on one website. I no need to go check runes for the different website and the BRC20 for the different website. So is they doing very good?
Yeah, and I like that you said that because that's the whole point. It's your all-in-one solution for
Mm,
everything Bitcoin. And as you
yeah.
build, like anything you build, sometimes the build takes a little bit longer. And sometimes
Mm,
you have to laser focus and fine tune it. So some of the
mm,
ideals that you specifically are bringing up are actually brilliant. I love your feedback, and I think you should not be afraid, or you should not hold back. Yeah, they're building, but they need to know what next. What do we do next? And they'll only know that if you give the feedback, right? Like, If they can't
Yeah.
take feedback, then they're not worth their salt. I'm sorry. Like, I don't like this thing where you can't give people feedback, where they always have to be praised. It's such nonsense. Like, if you want to get better, we need to tell you, hey, this is not, over here, like we could sharpen this up. We could, have better tools. And what I like about the team so far, anyhow, is that they listen, and then they will look at prioritizing it, but doesn't mean it's going to get done right now, because as you know, like devs are, they're hard at work and they're trying to focus on one project and fine tune it, and then it's like, okay, now we need to get to this item over here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand, because there's no like sitting to looking for us what we're gonna ask them. They are cooking something in
Oh, they're
behind.
cooking.
So
Let me tell
whenever
you,
we ask
they're
something,
cooking. There's some stuff
yeah,
that's cooking right now. Like it's gonna blow your head off of your body. It's so exciting. But I'm not at liberty to
yeah,
talk about any of those things because they're not built out yet. There's going to be opportunities if you are serious about changing your bloodline. If you're serious about increasing your sats, pumping your bags, then there's going to be some fantastic opportunities. Like, this space today is to tell people, like, a part of crypto is you have to get eyeballs onto whatever you're doing. And crypto isn't like the television. Like, there's no commercials for crypto. I know, yeah, you'll see some Coinbase commercials out there and that type of stuff, and BlackRock is doing some commercials, but most of crypto is grassroots. That means it starts from the ground. Okay. The degens are the shillers. The shillers are the marketers, and they're the ones that get eyes on the projects. So we can have all of these airdrops, but if we don't start sharing them and talking about them, then nobody's going to know. Just take a look at the timelines in Bitcoin. The biggest.
yeah. Just sorry to interrupt you. Just my last question,
Sure.
because I need to give a chance to another member as well,
Sure. Yeah. No. And
because it's took
we're gonna
long
wrap
for
it up in
them.
15 minutes. We
Yeah,
always like to go.
everyone
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah. No. Go.
yeah.
Go.
And the
Next question.
last one about the ice stamp. You say if we go 10 ice stamp,
Yes.
so we go 50% commission direct in our wallet. So what about if I go 9 ice stamp?
Okay. So basically, each I stamps is a 2x multiplier. Okay. So if
Mhm.
you're gonna do 9, you might as well do 10. Why? Because if you have 10, then you get automatically, you will participate in the marketplace fees. I can tell you right now that once, especially SRC20 comes along, you are going to potentially see a very active marketplace, because I'm in the stamp world. That's where I came from. And I monitor the other marketplaces that are existing right now. And there's one in particular that's very brisk. Like, if you go to openstamp.io, very brisk. Like, the Chinese community, they love stamps. So there's a ton of like these anime tokens and all of this. So you can imagine the SRC20 marketplace within the universe and the potential of the activity that's going to happen. So if I was going to own 9 stamps, I'd ask myself, why don't I just own 10 I stamps?
Yeah, yeah. But my mean is if I go
Yeah.
9, then do I get anything from commission or no? We need minimum
Well,
10.
okay. So here's the thing. 10 gets you the automatic, okay? And then anything less
Okay.
than that you're going to be put into like a community wallet. So it will
Okay.
go into a community wallet, and then I guess those fees will be distributed, not as regular, because you're in a community wallet, so they have to kind of allot that to that community wallet and then disperse from there. Whereas if you have the minimum 10, then you kind of automatically are in the schedule for the disbursement of fees, right? As the marketplace gets more brisk. So there would be, in my mind, kind of like no reason just to have 9. You might as well have 10. But I get what you're saying. Yes, you'll still participate, but in a
I got
community wallet. So if I'm looking at it right now with iStamps, if anybody has a question on iStamps, please ask them. There's 18,500 reserved. Already completed are 1,821. And right now is 679 available. And the cost for one iStamp is 0.0002 BTC. Okay. Now, once this round, as they call it, has been completed, that cost will go up. And then you will have to pay more for these iStamps. And so if I was going to think about that marketplace, the potential of it, I would be looking at getting the iStamps today as opposed to later. And you can always resell your iStamps on the marketplace. I've seen sales for them, but I don't know why people would be I know why, because they didn't realize that they could inscribe them, but there have been sales for the iStamps. So those are things in the future the resale market might be interesting on them. Can you imagine if the marketplace really picks up? Like, what will your iStamp be worth then? So, yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah. So there's a Manpreet, Abhijit, Guado. Sorry if I pronounce little difference, and Sadirik. So if you wanna ask anything, you can speak now. So bye from my side now.
I'm having so much fun with you, though. My goodness.
even I have a still the many question and many new things. But
Yeah, and just
yeah,
sharing. Like, I mean, we don't want this to be a session where I just talk. Like, I need to hear some ideas, and you know, is everybody ready for the holiday, by the way?
yeah. Even I'm driving from somewhere, and when I park outside my home, my whole family gone, and I'm still sitting in the car to because the kids shouting behind. So that's why I just sit in the car and waiting to finish it.
Oh, so you're okay.
What I was trying to say, sorry to disturb.
So if anybody want to ask, you can ask anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
Manpreet's coming on.
Thank you
Yep.
very much. Yeah.
I was saying how the universe started recently. There was a symbol minting, right? That
Yes.
was only available on the universe tapweller.io.
Yeah.
I would advise you guys, we should go on like different kind of platform. For example, let's say if there is any rules or any BRC20, it used to happen on ord.io or Unisat. But there was like a particular website. I knew them for example, runealpha.xyz. There should be this kind of a website should be available so where the people can do the minting as well, you know. So how they have the alternate, the same way the universe should have the alternate, so the people will have more option to get the minting done.
Okay.
Also,
Hmm.
yeah, because this is only particular available on Universe. I would advise you to guys use more platforms so people have more option, because some people use the different platforms, they really don't know the Universe. And for example, I used to do the minting on runealpha.xyz, and we didn't do the minting on ord.io because there is a lot of fees, and the other website there's no any kind of like a restriction. ord.io, you can only do five minting at a time. You cannot do less than five. And another one, you can do even one minting and pay less fees. So something like that, it should be, I believe, needs to be get it done.
I hear you. I hear you. And that's okay. So, in response to that, and I think that is a very good point. That's why they have their Rune Zero, because they wanted to, give Universe wallet holders an option, because before you had no place on the Universe that you can mint with your Universe wallet. But I hear you. You want to have the opportunities on other marketplaces, whether they be Luminex, Unisat, Xverse,
Yes.
etc. Yeah, I got it.
Yes. If even if you guys started on one platform first, then you see the response, then you can jump to the next one and see how the people react. It's not need to be got jumping at the same time to all of them. And for my point of view, I would prefer to do the minting on Unisat if there is any BRC or there is any rune, and we do use to buy and sell for BRC20 or any runes for OKX marketplace. So there is a difference between both of them. So for the Unisat marketplace, there is a little bit quite high prices, and the OKX there is a less prices. So every different platform has their own unique thing.
Yeah, yeah. Do
So
you
if
have the
we
Rune Zero? Do you have Rune Zero?
no. Even I was talking to the guy who earlier was talking to you, and we were both talking over the phone and tried to find out where the Rune Zero is come from, and we didn't knew that before. Even he didn't know that before.
He didn't know about Rune Zero.
No. Even I either.
Okay, yeah, because we have like Rune Zero, which allows you to mint, and you can save. Like I know the minting cost can be quite high, so
Mm-hmm.
they actually took a look at Luminex, took a look at Unisat, even Xverse, and they tried to get their minting fees down to the point where in some cases you can save as much as 50%. So
Mm-hmm.
we should be one of the most cost efficient places to actually mint runes right now. And like if you inscribe the rune zero through the universe, then you can do that. And you also are able to have that tool that you can resale in the future or can help you out with airdrops because that gets you a 10x multiplier. But I don't want to invalidate the question that you have asked as well. That is a
Mm-hmm.
valid question. But this tool also helps you um, out with, how do you get access to minting through the universe? Well, you can do that through Rune Zero, and you can actually start minting runes too. There's a button, there's a tab under the inscribe
Okay.
that says mint runes. And if I go
Uh,
there right now, there's a ton of runes that you can mint.
the
Short the world.
runes.
Go ahead.
Sorry to say, the runes you're talking about, the normal runes which are available all over the place. That's the rune, right?
Runes are runes. Yeah,
Runes are
runes are
runes. Yeah,
runes.
yeah. Runes are
Yeah,
runes. Yeah.
they're
Anyway,
not normal. It's kind
Ye-
of like, butter's
yeah.
butter. There's not normal butter.
It's a kind of category. The runes are runes. It's
Yeah, runes
some
are
of them
runes.
are on fractal and some of them are on Bitcoin. There is only two kind of runes.
Yeah, yeah, and these
Yeah,
are not fractal. These are not
yeah. These
fractal.
are the
They're
normal ones. These are the
yeah.
Bitcoin ones.
The
Yeah.
only thing that is fractal related is
Hmm.
on the index there is a cat 20
Ah, yeah. We made
indexer,
that as well
okay?
earlier. Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's no other like marketplace or anything for fractal stuff, but you can through the indexer you can search for different like cat 20, which is a part of the fractal ecosystem. But runes are runes. There's only one
Mm-hmm.
place. Casey's the guy. Casey Rodamore,
Yeah.
he made those runes. And so if you want to mint Casey runes, we'll call them Casey runes,
Okay.
then you can do
Uh,
that on the universe. Get your
okay.
rune zero. Okay, let me tell you
Okay.
how much rune
Uh,
zero is.
yeah, and let us know the way how we can do that so we can have at least room zero. So we don't have to go to any other places. So we can, if we want to do any kind of rooms minting, we could have done on this platform.
Yeah, because once you mint your runes, you can sell them anywhere. You can yeah,
This is only just the difference is only the place. Nothing else.
exactly. Exactly. So you
Yeah.
once you got your rune zero, then you can mint and then you can sell them on any marketplace. You can
Anyway,
sell
yeah.
your runes on Magic Eden,
Yep. Yep.
on
Yep.
Unisat,
Yep.
um, Xverse. There you go.
Also, I would thank you
And
for that.
OKX.
Yeah. Also, I would like to ask you one thing. Even we both were confused about the stamps. There is a one yeah, I think stamp token is only on KU coin, right? And the price went from 0.02 to somewhere around 11 or 15 cents. And I have seen some tweets where the stamps is having kind of like a art. the arts, like a kind of
Yeah,
NFT stamps.
yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to know, like, that's the token is the main important thing, or that's the art which the people have done the minting at the very early stage. That's the real one. We should be having it for the long run.
Okay, so analogies are really great. That's why I love them. Okay, so think about this. When we first got here, we were in BRC 20s or ordinals rather. Ordinals is the art. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah,
art is
yeah.
ordinals. But then, like we're Degens, we like coins, so BRC 20 popped up. So BRC 20, if you had Ordi. So
Mm-hmm.
Ordi was the token,
Mm-hmm.
but ordinals is the art.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So and then you have sats, then you got rats, then you got
yeah.
a whole
Lot of
bunch of
things came
tokens.
up after that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so follow the logic now. Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
got stamp. So stamp is ordinals, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. But like an example, stamp is the art.
Okay.
Okay, so ordinals. When you are an artist and you are creating ordinals, like
Mm-hmm.
the data is stored in the witness. The information is stored in the witness data. Like anybody that's going to buy the art that's not from the Bitcoin world doesn't care. They're just buying art. But
Mm-hmm.
for those people that want to buy art
Yeah,
and they want to make sure that they have their art forever,
yeah.
Mike in Spaces was concerned. He said, wait a minute, the laser-eyed maxis want to prune the artwork for the ordinals, which they could do
Mm-hmm.
if they had some type of consensus. Okay, it would be difficult, but if they had consensus, they could prune. So
Mm-hmm.
Mike in Spaces thought, as an art lover, because he's an artist,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and he's into this rare Pepe counterparty type culture, and some of that artwork is ridiculously expensive. So can you imagine? You've got artwork like I've seen some of the rare Pepe stuff. They sell for like $100,000, something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yep, 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 yep,
Can
yep,
you
yep.
imagine a laser eye coming and
Yeah, yeah.
saying that they're going to
The
prune that?
laser iconic, the red ones, right from the eyes.
Yeah,
That ones that you're talking about, right?
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
well, they're rare Pepes, but follow my
yeah.
logic here. Can you imagine the like someone saying that, oh, we don't want that artwork on Bitcoin, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
scrub it from Bitcoin? Well, you're not going to come and scrub my artwork from Bitcoin. So stamp art, just like ordinals, when you stamp something, it's on the UTXO. So if someone wanted to kind of scrub it, they
Mm-hmm.
could not remove it. So
Yeah.
that's why artwork, if you're going to buy artwork and you really are like, you care about your art, your artistry, and you care about, being a collector, if you buy stamp art, then it's on the blockchain forever.
Yeah.
Okay, but never say never. I'm sure somebody could come and try to figure out a way to scrub it, right? But it's going to be difficult. Now, let's say you buy our NFTs on ETH. Do you realize that it's not on chain? It's not on chain.
Really?
No, it's not. It's just a pointer. So if somebody doesn't pay their AOL subscription, it's gone.
So it's not actually on the chain. So
No.
you just name them is on the ETH or something like that.
Yes. Yes,
Oh my God,
those
really?
NFTs, people don't recognize all
How
your Bored Ape
about
Shop and all of that stuff.
the pudgy penguins? I have
Yes,
seen 200 ETH. Is that normal?
they're
Something
not
like
on
that.
chain. They're
Oh,
not on
really?
chain.
Oh, that's
Okay,
strange.
well, you know what? I said something at the beginning of the show. I said, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. And I'll tell you something. Even my greeting, you should fact check. Every word I say, you should fact check. You shouldn't believe a word I say. That
Mhm.
sounds crazy, but this is crypto. You have to do your own due diligence. And I'm telling you right now, that stuff's
Yeah.
not on chain. That's not on chain. Go
Mhm.
and do the research and then come back to the next space call and tell me if I told you the correct information. Because
Mhm.
that's what I want us to do. I don't want us to just take information blindly. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. I think everybody needs to go and do the research and know. So if that's not on chain, you're putting your assets at risk. You're putting
Yeah,
your
absolutely,
NFTs at risk.
absolutely. For that asset is not the actual the value can drop anytime. You never know.
Absolutely. On
Yeah,
Bitcoin, you're on chain. That's the difference. You're on chain.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When the
yeah.
world figures this out, I'm telling you, the switch in their brain is going to turn. Right now, people aren't thinking about everything because
Mhm.
there's so much going on. But once things start to settle down, people are going to look for features. One of the features that we like in this world is security.
Yeah,
So ordinals are great because it's on chain, but because the ordinals artwork is in the witness data, it still is prunable. With the stamp is an acronym, or Mike says it's a backronym. So it's kind of like, they worked the meaning backwards. So stamp stands for secure, the T stands for transferable, the A stands for artifacts, and
Mhm.
the M stands for maintained, and
Mm.
the P is for permanently. So it's just an acronym. So when you do artwork through that stamp, they call it a stamp because it's stamped into the UTXO. So if there was any like movement that oh, we want to get artwork off of Bitcoin, they can't really remove the art of
On the
stamps because
chain.
it's
Yeah,
stamped. Yeah, because it's in the UTXO.
yeah,
So when we're talking, when you see on the timeline stamp, like it can get confusing because stamp means the art.
yeah.
Okay, similar to ordinals. But guess what? BRC20 came out, and what was the first token? Ordi. Ordi.
Yeah,
Why? Because it makes sense.
yeah.
Because you have ordinals, so why not create a token called Ordi? In the stamp world, same thing. You got stamp art, so why not create a token called stamp?
Thanks. Yeah.
So there's a token. The power of the stamp token is that, first of all, when the stamp SRC20 token was created, it wasn't a cabal, it was just a mint. It was a mint. So you could mint 100, it was 100,000 each time. So for 100,000 tokens, I think the mint was like, say, $10, $15, and it got all the way up to $60.
Mm-hmm.
But now those 10,000 tokens are trading at about, let's see what they're trading at. They're about at 5 cents right now, US.
Each stamp?
Yeah. 5
Oh,
cents.
okay.
Okay. So that's $5,000. So you turned your $60 mint into $5,000. Why? Because people like name recognition. So everybody was like, oh my God, there's a stamp token? I should buy the stamp token. Why? Because there's stamp art.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why stamp is so popular. And then KuCoin decided to actually list stamp. There's about 2 sexes that have listings. So they've listed stamp the token. So anything that's a token is called an SRC20.
SRC20, yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
And even
hold on, I want to say one more thing. The other token that you guys should look into if you are in SRC20 is Kevin, because Kevin is the very first minted token. Yes.
Okay.
And Kevin is the dev, but
Okay.
not financial advice, just stuff you want to look into.
We were talking a long time ago, me and Mr. Som, and we were talking the same like you just advised us to. We were talking about the
I did
Kevin
not
and
advise you.
no,
I don't give advice.
no,
I don't give
actually,
advice.
if someone said this is not a financial advice, I don't agree with that. If someone is saying it, that means there is a reason behind it. This is kind of a statement to look. No, I'm not saying it just so the people most of the time they give this kind of statements. So ignore that. No problem with that. So we were thinking before the Kevin and the Luffy, I believe so, right?
Okay, now Luffy is a SRT20 token, and SRC20 you cannot buy right now on the universe, but it's coming. That's why I keep saying the iStamps. You should probably, if you're gonna have 9 iStamps, you might as well have 10. Luffy is a SRC20 token. It is the most liquid of the tokens because it is only on one exchange. It's on like Super X. It's not in any large major exchanges. but it's like an anime token. And Luffy is like an actual anime character. It's very popular. It's from Japanese anime, okay? And very loved around the world. It's actually even in a Netflix series. There's a cartoon. I mean, it's a whole big thing. The token though is just fans. It's just people that just created the token because they like it. It's not the actual it's not an official token of Luffy. It's just a fan token. Somebody just created it in the community. And I got to tell you, that was created back in January of 2024. And that token went crazy. Like, I participated in that when I don't really have a lot of that token, but it did really well. It did really well. Yeah. There's no roadmap or anything for many of these tokens. They're just like fun. They're collectors, and there's no roadmap. There's no leader. There's no KOLs. There's just people.
Okay. It's kind of like a community driven up, you know?
Yeah. Like, okay. So look at Penguin, right? Penguin just came out.
Yeah.
The first day they came out, do you know they were on Fox News? Fox Business News?
Really?
Yeah, they were on Fox News.
Oh my God, it went 2 billion or more than 3 billion, something like that, at the very first day.
Yeah, like the guy from Robin Hood. What's that guy's name? Vlad?
Yeah, something like that.
He was on Fox News, and they were talking about Penguin. I'm like, holy crap!
Really?
So to me, what does that tell me? That means that there's money behind that token. There's like they planned. They had a plan. You don't just drop the name on mainstream media.
Yeah.
So that means that was very coordinated. That was purposeful. And I mean, everywhere you go, Penguin. So that token, there's money behind it. There's pushing it. SRC20 tokens, there's nothing like that. There's no leader.
Yeah.
Like, people they go to Mike in Space because he's the guy that created it, and they're like, hey, Mike, our token's not doing well. He has nothing to do with it. Yep. Some person in the community, what they did was they deployed the token, and then we, the community, we just went and minted it.
Yeah.
And for those that minted it, they got rewarded because, like I said, 100,000 stamp tokens today is $5,000. When it went to 15 cents, that was $15,000.
Yeah.
And one last thing I want to say, and that was nobody even knows about stamp.
Yeah.
No one knows about stamp.
Absolutely.
So it's never been mentioned on television. It's never even mentioned, like, if you go into any of the BRC20 and that world, even they don't even know about it.
Yeah, you're right. And I saw one post on the X. There was more than 70,000 posts were on X about the stamp. Did you see that? There was one post on the Twitter, on the X.
Yeah, no. See, this is why I think 2025 is the year of stamp, because nobody knows about stamp. Like, sometimes people are like, oh, I missed it. You didn't miss anything. No one knows about it. I'm not kidding. No. Okay. But Penguin, the first day on Fox News.
That's the reason behind it went to market cap 3 billion, 3 point something.
Oh, yeah. So there's a plan for that. There's a plan for that token.
And even, can you imagine, they were listed on all Tier 1 exchange at the very first day, at the same time.
Exactly. And here's what I can tell you about Stamp SRC20 token. Because, again, I understand the confusion. You're like, what's Stamp? Is it art? Yeah, it's the art. And by the way, I think if you're going to invest in art, make sure that you follow the artists and you love the artists and know all the risks involved. Like, if you have Bored Ape, that's fantastic for you, but know that is not on chain. Just know the information and have a plan for what you'll do if anything happens. And if you're in ordinals, which is great because there's so many fantastic, amazing, wonderful, brilliant geniuses in ordinals, they have some incredible art, and know the risks. Okay, that it's very small chance, but they can be scrubbed. If you're in Stamp, guess what? Your art is secure. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah,
want
absolutely right.
So if
Because
you
they're
want
on
to go and
chain.
buy some HNFT Pepe or BTC socks, you can go do that, and you can know that your art is on Bitcoin forever.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely
and
right.
again, never say never, because I'm sure there's somebody that's like, okay, I'm going to figure out how to scrub it. But until such time, okay, so just keep that in mind, that the stamp is the art, and the SRC20, it's coming, it's the token. And there's no cabals, there's no leaders, there's nothing. It's just people in the community. Like when SRC20 comes to the universe, you can think up your own token. It's only 5 letters.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Elvis, EVLIS, 5 letters. You could go deploy an Elvis token. And I'm sure some people would be like, oh my God, I love Elvis. I'm going to go buy that token.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no team behind it.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. I know I keep repeating this over and over again. Why? Because I go in the Discords, I go in the back chats, and they're like, when are they gonna list it on Binance? When are they who's they? If you're a holder, yeah, if you're a holder, you're the Fox News, because there's no team.
Yeah.
So there's no they.
Absolutely.
In Stamp, there is SRC20, there's no they. I know it sounds like I'm going over that, but I'm telling you, when I'm in the back rooms and I see people asking the same question over and over, you are the marketing team.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I saw the day there was one guy in the last time. Well, there was 2 guys in this space. One was Kevin, and another one was the Bitcoin Ape. And I know I follow him. I follow him, and he follow me
they're
back,
great.
and he follow me back as well. And the same, I follow Kevin, and Kevin follow me back. And I was checking the posts and all that. And that guy really try his best to promote about the stamps, and all that. And he really pushed very hard about the stamping,
Well,
which.
he believes in it, and he's one of the top leaders in the stamp community. And he doesn't get paid, he does that because he believes. Like the stamp people, they believe, like they're hardcore, they're not going to give up. And I did mention Binance. Binance actually tweeted about
they were talking about it, right? I saw the day the Binance
5
was talking. Yeah,
times.
absolutely correct. Yeah, many times. And if they want, they can launch the token. I don't think they can do anytime. You never know if they wanted to.
I mean, it doesn't mean that they're going to, but you have to ask yourself, okay, anytime anything happens, I ask questions like, why did Vlad from Robinhood, the app, go on Fox Business Channel, and why did the interviewer ask him about Penguin? Obviously, because that is called marketing.
Yeah, everything was planned before, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So then follow the logic. Why would Binance tweet 5 times about something that they're not interested in?
Yeah, you're right. Why the Binance gonna do that? Because even there's a lot of things that are happening in the market. They could have talk about other thing as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But there's. Go ahead.
So where we can have these stamps art from the universe, we can do it, right?
Well, okay. So here right now, stamps art is available now on the universe. So basically, you would just go to Marketplace.
Okay.
You would click stamp.
Okay.
And if you click stamp, there's 8 pages of art. Okay. And these are different artworks that have been obviously created by different artists. And there could even be collections that people have purchased, and they might be selling their collections. And maybe they're, kind of rotating out of some of it and buying new stuff. But this is just 8 pages of stamp art that you can buy. So if you go in the search, okay, and one of the top artists is HFNFT Pepe.
Yeah.
HNFT Pepe. Yeah. If you put H in the search bar,
yeah,
all of his art will populate.
Okay.
So you can search by artist. So he's got 3 pages. Okay. But maybe you're like, okay, that's nice, but his art, I'm new to it, so I just want to get something maybe entry level. I don't know how people's minds work, but you could start clicking through and just looking and seeing, okay, what would be something that is kind of in my wheelhouse that I want to collect.
Yeah, the one thing I would like to ask you, how can we verify we are buying the real one? There is no any kind of possibility may someone can list other stamp as well. How can
No,
we
no.
verify they all are the real? Is there anything, any logic or something?
Yeah, there is. Okay, so every time art is stamped,
Mm-hmm.
it has a number. So you'll see, for instance, I'm on page 2 here, and I'm looking at Viva stamps. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a number 46559.
Okay.
That is the order of which the artwork came in.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you have artist name and then 1, that means it's the first stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Artist name 2, that's the second. They're all numbered. So
Yeah.
all the stamps are numbered. So that gives you the identifying corresponding number that the artwork was actually made. So if you want to become a stamp artist, when you stamp, you're given a number that's attached to the artwork.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
And then if they're going on here, they're indexing the artwork, so you can have confidence in that you're buying the right thing.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, my thing would be like if you like art, I would take a look at it and I would at least get yourself I guess acquainted with stamp art and then maybe start off small
Yeah.
and make sure that you have some stamp art because it's almost like having Bitcoin. And then if you also like some of the stuff that I said, then maybe look at getting the iStamps so that you can participate in the marketplace, because I think it will get more active, especially when the token
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
And there you have it. So the universe has created some tools that gives us access to some of the really cool stuff on Bitcoin. There's a ton of great stuff happening on Bitcoin. Like Runes is doing fantastic. There's some really great Runes tokens. There's Dog Go to Moon. I don't have that token, but I think it's going to do really well.
Yeah, the same like us. We didn't mint the dog go to the moon. And
You
that's the
couldn't
one.
mint it. You
Sorry.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Nobody was allowed to mint it because Leonidas is an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he for anybody that bought the rune stone, he airdropped that token, so nobody was allowed to mint it.
Okay. The first one, right?
Yeah, so if you had
Ah,
rune stone, then you got dog airdropped. So
okay.
the thing with runes is you can anybody can go and etch their runes, and then you can like mint out the whole supply, and then you can use it for your project, and that's what Leonidas did. So all of the people that have dog it's an airdrop,
Okay.
and it's done really, really well for them. And they have a lot of high profile people, like there's Wendy O. She's a crypto personality on YouTube. She's into dog. I think there's some other big names, but I never got into it, but I think it's going to do well.
Okay, that's good. We didn't knew that about this dog was airdropped to the Runstones people.
Yeah, no, it's an airdrop, so they
Okay.
lucked out. Their bag was like $8,000. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, that's good. But like I said, I haven't bought into that. Then there's Billion Dollar Cat. That's also a really cool runes. Very organic community. Very, very cool community because the Billion Dollar Cat has the bee.
Yeah. Yep.
The Bitcoin bee, and it's sideways and it's like used as glasses.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we have now gone 2 hours, and I think we need to.
We have to wrap up. It's quite long space
For today, because I know it's the holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when we started in the space, there was a lot of things comes in the mind, and the things get from one to each other, you never know. So that's it gets longer.
Yeah, no, and it's really great. What I can say about Bitcoin is, like, if I was new to Bitcoin, I would just go and start studying the different ecosystems, because there's a lot of good stuff happening on Tap.
Yeah.
Tap is such a brilliant protocol, because from Tap you got the DMT, UNAT, and we talked about that at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's LRC20s, which we haven't even gotten into.
Yeah.
They're another protocol. We talked thoroughly about stamps. Then there's bitmaps. I mean, that's basically digital land.
Yeah,
That's
digital,
another
yeah.
great
Kind of another
opportunity.
metaverse, yeah.
Exactly. And then there's fractal Bitcoin, which the universe doesn't cover, but it has the indexer. And
Yeah.
there's something called Stats Pump Fun
Yeah.
that is very interesting. So there's so much opportunity on Bitcoin. And what I specifically love about the universe is they're trying to be the all-in-one solution, because once Bitcoin starts to take off, and here we're saying that, and Bitcoin is like already past 100,000, but Bitcoin is going to move into the stratosphere to numbers that I don't even want to talk about, because it's going to sound crazy. Can you imagine how confusing it will be if you're brand new? So that's what the universe is trying to do. It's trying to help people to have a more organized space where they can participate into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they can have a little bit on this protocol, a little bit on that protocol. So I think it's kind of cool. So I think that we will be rewarded as early users, but the universe will only be here if we share and come up with ideas. And realistically, the next space, I shouldn't be talking. You guys should be doing all the talking.
No, we are trying our best to talk what we could, because we are same like you. You're learning from something, you're listening from somewhere, and we are doing the same, and we're sharing the thoughts. This is how everyone is doing it.
Yes, and that's how Bitcoin works. It's like everybody
Absolutely.
is the expert.
Yeah. Do you prefer anything from SLC20 except the Kevin? Any other ones, or only to look for the Kevin?
Well, okay, like I always want to be careful. I always say that I'm not a degen, but I think I really am one.
No, actually,
I think I am, but I don't want to give advice. What I can say is stamp is really important. Why? Because this token is the name of the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin would be really important. Why? Because Kevin is a token that was the first mint, and Kevin also has an interesting story behind it, and it's the name of the dev that actually put the whole stamp ecosystem together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's other tokens that I love. Maybe I'll mention one more. No, I won't.
No, please go ahead.
No, I don't want to do it, because listen, I got caught up in some Solana hype, because Solana pump fund, and somebody shared something with me, but they're a fantastic person, and I didn't get upset at them, because that was fully on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the token dumped, and I was like, oh my goodness. But you know what was the good thing was I managed my risk. I managed my risk. I put enough that I can't buy coffees for 2 weeks. That's it. Okay? But some people, they went in hard. I don't do that.
That shouldn't be,
Okay. So I don't even drink coffee, but if I had to tell you how much, it would be like coffees for 2 weeks. No coffees for 2 weeks. Okay.
Good.
And that money is gone. So I don't like to give advice, but I can tell you this. The stamp marketplace is filled with believers, and some of the tokens that have been minted, they haven't dumped, they haven't rugged. Why? Because this is a totally different vibration. This is on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that once they buy this, it's almost like having Bitcoin.
Absolutely. You're right.
But be careful, because there's not a ton of liquidity in stamp outside of,
Yep.
because it's a new, it's still new. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't know about it, so
yeah.
you're going to.
Even in the Kevin, there is a kind of 82.8 BTC in the liquidity,
Yeah,
and there are some at the very top, which is the Luffy, that is a 390 BTC, and
yeah.
then the Iron B. Yeah, these are the on top three ones.
Yeah, so it would be up to you, but I can tell you Stamp and Kevin, they have very interesting stories behind them. But listen, we've been talking for a while now. I have done housekeeping throughout the whole session. So I think that if
Yeah, we
I
should
could,
wrap up this phase.
yeah, and I think that what I'll do is I will play
Play
us a
this
lovely
song.
little song.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to tell you.
Yes. So, guess what, everybody? It is the eve. Have a happy, happy holidays. Enjoy your family.
Yeah.
Enjoy your dinners. And the universe is quite excited to be here just right before we are about to go into unprecedented times, people. Unprecedented waters. Prepare yourself.
Thank you
Get
so
your water.
much.
Get your blood pressure monitor, and I'm going to rock us out with something really nice today.
Yeah, please go ahead. बच्चा मेरा नोना बेटा